Hello everyone, welcome back to our TV show Live at 5. So today we are very pleased to invite CCYC debate head coach Peter in our show today. So first of all, can Peter do us a self-introduction? Hi Peter.
Hi, my name is Peter Glinos. I'm the speech and debate teacher here at CCYC. It's a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you very much, Peter, to come into our show. So today we mostly focus on telling our audience about why kids need to learn debate. First of all, can you introduce your debate classes, including the content and also the curriculum?
Absolutely. So for our program at CCYC, we focus on developing both the speech and debate skills of our students, but also critical thinking. Basically, our program covers a number of different types of debates. Everything from Model UN to British parliamentary style debates, more informal panel style debates. Now, our program, I would say, centers ultimately around three different types of students. The first being students who maybe struggle with their English, but then get to a point where, they've learned the grammar, they've learned the vocabulary, but they want to go and practice that in a more, pressure-heavy conversation, one where they have to employ abstract ideas as opposed to just regurgitating rote vocabulary. The second type of student we help, I would say, is students who are shy and, want to come out of their shell, want to have the opportunity to practice speaking in front of an audience so that they can become more comfortable and develop their skills in public speaking. The third type of student, I would say the last but certainly not least, are the students who love to argue. They love to hear new ideas. They like to be challenged with their preconceived notions, and they like to challenge the assumptions of the world around them. And we managed to balance those three different types of students in our program.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter, for the introduction of your debate classes and the program. Second thing we want to know is, how can debate help develop children in a post-COVID world?
So this issue means a lot to me. Right now, I'm working with two other researchers. They're medical students, one from Queen's University and the other from McGill. And we're doing research on COVID-19 and how it's affected education and learning. Now, over the course of the pandemic, it was estimated that the achievement gap between the highest quintile, meaning the top 20% of students, and the lowest quintile, the bottom 20% of students, the achievement gap between those two cohorts has expanded by a year, meaning that if someone was in a class and they're in a grade 3 class and they're reading at a grade 2 level, and you have another student in that same class who's reading at a grade 4 level already, that will expand by another year. So this is going to put a lot of strain on teachers, and we see it in the news and the media now that, there's a lot of efforts to close this achievement gap. We help close that achievement gap in our program by helping students practice the skills they need to construct an argument, to organize their thoughts. Writing, one of the highest indicators of student success, revolves around being able to articulate your ideas, write them down, and then to argue your points with evidence. Well, we do that orally all the time in our debates.
Thank you very much, Peter, for telling us more about how can debate helping children. And also, we want to also know that because many children want to improve their thinking and writing. So do you think this debating class could help kids for this knowledge, the thinking and writing skills?
Absolutely. So as I was saying, these students are trying to figure out how to get the thoughts in their head on paper. And because many of our students are ESL students and ELL students, students who in school struggle with writing, our program gives them an opportunity to practice those skills in a way that's fun, in a way that they enjoy. It's not based around content. It's based around the metacognitive skills, the meta skills students need in writing. And we practice those skills in our debate. So it's going to help students who are struggling with their writing.
Thank you very much, Peter. And what is debating classes differ from other English classes, and what do you think they have more advantage over the other English classes?
So when I think of other English classes, especially in a traditional classroom, and I say this as a man who's currently studying, I'm a PhD candidate at Queen's University for history of education in this province.
Nice.
In traditional education, there's a sense of this movement, they're moving away from it, but there's still this emphasis on learning your vocabulary, learning your grammar in a sort of rote way. But debate, where you manage to practice that vocabulary, you manage to practice that grammar in a way that's fun, in a way that's engaging, it's almost like a game in a way, and it keeps students engaged. And it also goes beyond the rote knowledge. You're practicing your language with practicing very abstract ideas with other students by challenging other students and having those students, most importantly, challenge you.
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you very much for answering this question and tell us how this debating classes is different from the rest of English classes. And also we realize that nowadays many kids are very shy to participate to as a public speaking or deliver speech or that type of things. So do you think debating classes will help them to develop their speaking skills or public speaking skills?
Absolutely. So one of the advantages of doing our program, especially virtually, is it allows an easier transition for students who are more shy to speak publicly. And let me explain what I mean by that. If I was to take a very shy student and put them in front of a very large crowd and expect them to speak, well, that's a very steep, that's a very dramatic change from being alone by oneself and suddenly being exposed to others, having nowhere to hide, or having, sort of being thrown into the deep end. But through virtual debate, we allow for an easier transition. Students can practice first, maybe with their cameras off, and then work towards speaking with their cameras on, work towards speaking more frequently in front of the other students, and they build rapport with their classmates. We deal with relatively small groups at first, and this allows students to form connections with their classmates, and it helps overcome some of the psychological boundaries of speaking in front of others. This is what we value.
Thank you very much, Peter, for telling us all about debating today. And we are very happy to know more about how debating can help kids to develop many of their skills in an earlier age. And we hope that many kids can see the advantage of debate and also get involved in debating classes. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas with us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Peter, and thanks for everyone watching our show today. I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.